Bullies destroyed her dead mom's necklace, her black belt sent them to the hospital. The cafeteria floor was silent for a second. Just 1 second. A painful, breathless second in which the entire school seemed to hold its breath. The sound of a delicate chain snapping filled the air, followed by the tiny, unmistakable clink of a pendant hitting the tiles. That moment, so small, so quick, felt like a lifetime for 16-year-old Hannah. Her eyes followed the necklace as it bounced once, twice, then rolled to a stop at the feet of the girls who had yanked it from her neck. For a single second, no one moved. Then a loud, mocking laugh erupted from the ringleader, Madison Kane, who raised her foot, brought it down with cruel satisfaction, and crushed the only thing Hannah had left of her mother. Before we dive deeper into Hannah's heartbreaking journey and the moment that changed everything, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and standing up for what's right, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Storystorm. Your support helps stories like this reach hearts that need them. For Hannah Kimura, life after her mother's death was already a quiet battlefield. Each day at school felt like stepping into a war zone where she fought not with fists, but with silence. She walked the halls alone, head down, heart heavy, clutching her mother's old locket like a lifeline. Her mother, Mia, had passed away from cancer just a year ago, and the locket held a photo of them together, taken on the last day she smiled. Hannah didn't have the words to explain how much it meant to her. She just knew that when she touched it, she felt safe, loved, connected. But to girls like Madison, the queen bee of West Hills High, kindness and grief were weaknesses. From the moment Hannah transferred, she had been a target. Maybe it was her quiet nature, maybe it was the way she always wore the same shoes, or maybe Madison just didn't like the way the new girl didn't flinch at her words. Whatever the reason, it was relentless. Locker pranks. Spilled milk on her notebooks. Whispered insults in the hall. Hannah bore it all in silence. She was too tired to fight. Too heartbroken to care. Until that day. It had been a normal lunch period. Hannah was sitting alone, like always, quietly eating rice balls her aunt packed for her. The cafeteria echoed with laughter and chatter until Madison and her entourage swaggered over. Hannah didn't even look up. She was used to the routine. But this time, Madison didn't throw food or push her tray. She leaned close and grabbed the chain around Hannah's neck. "What's this ugly thing?" she sneered, yanking it so hard that Hannah's head jerked forward. The chain snapped. The pendant, a small silver heart with a photo tucked inside, slid across the floor. Hannah's heart dropped with it. When Madison stepped on it, crushing the fragile metal under her heel, something inside Hannah broke. Not just cracked, shattered. For a moment, everything blurred. The room faded. The laughter echoed, distant and cruel. Hannah knelt on the ground, hands trembling, picking up the pieces with tears streaming silently down her face. Her mother's smile was scratched. The photo was torn. Her lungs felt tight. Her heart felt empty. She didn't go back to class that day. She walked home through the rain, not caring that her clothes were soaked. That night, she stared at the broken necklace on her desk. She didn't cry. She didn't scream. She just remembered. She remembered how her mom used to braid her hair before school. How they practiced kicks together in the backyard. How her mother, a third-degree black belt, always said, "Strength isn't about hurting people, it's about protecting what matters." Hannah hadn't been to the dojo since her mother died. She'd quit training. She'd quit everything. But that night, Hannah opened her closet, pulled out her old GI, and made a choice. The next morning, she returned to the community dojo where her mother once taught. The smell of sweat, wood, and quiet discipline greeted her like an old friend. Master Kenji, who had trained alongside her mother, watched her step onto the mat with tired eyes but said nothing. She bowed deeply, tears glistening in her eyes. He nodded once. Training resumed. 4 months, Hannah trained in silence. Before school. After school. Even late into the night. Her body ached, bruised, and burned, but inside, something stronger began to grow. Each punch, each kick, each kata peeled away the pain. Her silence was no longer fear, it was focus. She remembered how her mother taught her that martial arts wasn't about revenge, it was about balance. But balance, Hannah knew now, sometimes meant standing your ground. Then came the school assembly. It had been 3 months since the cafeteria incident. Hannah hadn't spoken to Madison since, but the bullying never stopped. Then one Friday, in the crowded gymnasium, Madison and her friends struck again. They cornered Hannah behind the bleachers, laughing about how they found a cheap replacement necklace online that they'd ordered for her as a joke. Hannah's fists clenched, but she didn't move. That's when Madison shoved her. The world slowed. Hannah didn't swing first. She didn't need to. Madison lunged, shouting something cruel. The other girls laughed. But the next second, Hannah pivoted. Her training took over. A perfect spinning hook kick knocked Madison flat. One of the other girls rushed in, Hannah dodged, swept her leg, and down she went. The last one grabbed Hannah's shirt only to be lifted, flipped, and left gasping for air on the floor. The gym went silent. Teachers rushed in. Students stared in shock. Someone caught the whole thing on video. It went viral overnight. Hannah didn't speak much during the investigation. She didn't need to. The video showed it all, she was cornered. She didn't strike first. She defended. But the force, the skill, it scared people. Madison and her crew were taken to the hospital. Nothing fatal, just broken pride and a few bruised ribs. Some people whispered that Hannah went too far. But most were amazed. Inspired. Moved. Because in that moment, the quiet girl who never fought back stood up, not with anger, but with purpose. The school didn't expel her. In fact, after the board saw the full footage and testimonies of the months-long bullying campaign, they offered Hannah an apology. And more than that, a platform. She was invited to speak at the school's anti-bullying awareness event. At first, she hesitated. But Master Kenji's words echoed in her ears, protect what matters. Your story matters, too. Standing at the podium, Hannah clutched a small velvet pouch. She didn't need a speech. She simply said, "This was my mom's necklace. It was the last thing she gave me. Some people thought breaking it would break me. But they didn't understand, what she gave me wasn't just a necklace. It was strength. Kindness. Discipline. I carry that now. And no one can take it from me again." She opened the pouch and showed the repaired necklace. It wasn't perfect. The chain had new links. The locket was dented. But the photo inside was whole again. Her mom's smile still shone through. The gym fell silent. A few students cried. Even Madison, watching from the back in a sling, looked away. Hannah walked off the stage to a standing ovation. And something changed that day, not just in her, but in the school. Other students began speaking up. The bullying culture slowly cracked. New friendships formed. Hannah wasn't alone anymore. She returned to martial arts fully, becoming a junior instructor, just like her mother. She never used her skills to hurt anyone. But everyone knew, now, not to mistake her silence for weakness. If this story touched your heart even a little, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Storystorm. Your voice matters. And together, we can lift up voices like Hannah's around the world. Speech Balloon special request, let us know in the comments, have you ever had something precious broken or taken from you? How did you find the strength to stand again? We'd love to hear your story.